Good evening, everybody, and welcome to TFC Live Season 2, Episode 4. The weekly update and tech review, and a few issues this week. Evening, guys. How are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Been worse. Hi, Andrew.
I'm good.
Good, mate. Brian, how are you, mate?
What's the Kermit thing where Fuzz-On goes, back and forth?
Yeah, that's it. Ren's looking very officious there and efficient in the office by the looks of it. How you doing, mate?
Hello, sexy.
Oh, dear. And I'll just say hi to Liam. Obviously, he's a bit tired. He started his first day back at school. I'm in work today. So he's just getting back into the groove of actually being employed again. So he should be back hopefully at the weekend once he's sorted his life out and worked out his hours.
New bosses, new everything for him.
Yeah, he's the new boy in town. So he's having to toe the line massively at the moment. So but good luck to his new career profile. So yeah.
If I have a message for Liam. Liam, be happy. Think of all those new S's to brown nose. You will be happy.
Oh dear, it's all good. And George will be in a minute at the moment. He's just had to take a little admin pop out and do some real-time admin, and he'll be back on it in a second. So he'll be popping in a moment. But we've got some slides. There's not many slides, as you know, for the update. Those that have seen it already, there's not a huge amount for tonight, unfortunately. But those we have, we can talk about them a bit more in depth, which is quite probably quite worthwhile because there's quite a bit going on behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. So there we are for the slides. They should be up now. So it's obviously TFC Season 2, Episode 4, 24th of January 2017. So what is in tonight's pack? Well, you can read the contents for yourself. So they've got the TLCs, as you can see there, the Foundry bits and bobs, some limited time offers. I thought I'd just chuck that slide in there because that's an interesting talking point. Bug fixes and tuning, prior and post the update. And then I've just done a quick web review, which Andrew gave me some stats, so I've just popped that in for you as well. So here we go. So Hellwraith in the Foundry. Okay, and so as it says there, then Hellwraith has been added to the Foundry as a redeemable hull. There's no retrofits at the moment on that hull, so just bear that in mind. Okay, then. So prior to obviously getting those parts, you've got to have the Tiger Shark, the meniscus system, and the seal fire charge. Well, obviously the meniscus system and the seal fire charge are obviously in this week's. They were released in the FM for this week, and it's a mute talking point because I think some people are saying that I think Ren did some stats on obviously how many targets you have to fit and how many parts you have to get. Bear in mind that it's very difficult to get sectors into sector orange at the moment. So, Ben, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So you need like 192 tier 5 skirmish and 4 Hellwraith fragments. And as we know, the whole downside, a bit of a downside on the Foundry system is that you will keep getting sometimes Hellwraith fragments even when you don't need them, right? So, but simplifying that, I'm just going to round up. You need 200 frags, close to 200 frags in total, 192 plus 4, rounding up. And if sector is orange, you get 3 from each target you hit. If sector is yellow, you get 2. So if sector is yellow, you got to hit 100 times this target, right? If sector is orange, then you got to hit about 72 times, 70 times or so. So it takes 15 minutes with Tiger Sharks. If you have 4 Tiger Sharks at about 65% rank, with 4 ships, it takes about 15 minutes to kill the target because you gotta wait for the pancake to go all the way down on the left so you can kill it without the drones killing you. And that only happens when you're about 8 minutes and a half into battle. Then after you kill that, you gotta kill the drones and everything. It can go a little bit faster if your Tiger Sharks have any of those newer torps with splash. But I'm going to go on a limb and assume if people don't have the Hellwraith, they probably don't have the Fire Twister, and they probably are not that far down in Tier 5 and Forsaken Mission to get Mayhem. Did I say that right? Mayhem? Whatever. That guy. And so if you have Charons Charon Torps on your Tiger Shark, it's about 15 minutes per target. So my roughly estimate, you need 18 hours of play time, and you spread the time however you want 2 hours a day, 1 hour a week. That was my guesstimate. 18 hours, and you can unlock the Hellwraith, assuming you're doing tier 4 in FM to get the Mimico system and the Seal Fire Charge. So that's it, 18 hours.
Yeah, and that's 18 hours of seat time non-stop, so that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, not non-stop, just seat time, right? But you can do an hour a week, like I wrote in my post in our Facebook page. If you only hit 4 of these targets per week, you're going to get very good amount of uranium. So if you're doing Forsaken R&D, it's going to help you. If you're doing some retrofit lab stuff, it's going to help you. If you're doing turret upgrades, it's going to help you. So you need the uranium anyways, right? Each one pays 47,000, and the bug that where it wasn't paying before was fixed now. So
yeah, I've got that on the slide as well.
Now, if you hit 4 of those a week, it's going to take 18 weeks on average, and you're going to get the Hellwraith, which is not too bad. If you hit 8 of them a week, it's going to take 9 weeks, right? So I'm just saying, I mean, people break down what looks like a humongous task, just break it down into a small piece, and if you hit 1 a day, right, you're going to have 7 a week. It's going to be about 10 weeks you have the Hellwraith. It's not so bad when you look at it like that. And you're going to get uranium.
Yeah, no, agreed. It isn't bad, and for those that haven't got it and that sort of stuff, but and a lot of people are slamming around. Andrew, you were talking earlier on about going around and getting fragments and that sort of stuff, and you've already got the Hellwraith, but you've got a slightly different mindset, haven't you, for the moment?
Aye, so I'm hitting the 102s for the fragments because I know from previously, like with the Centurion. So that was at max. You couldn't even retrofit it until the actual siege rate started coming, but that's when they started adding 5 different levels for retrofits. You had to grind, which was a pain in the ass. So I thought this time round, I'll start grinding the 102 so I can get the 500 fragments by the time the next skirmish raid does eventually turn up, and hopefully the retrofits will go on top of that.
So projecting forward, yeah?
Yep. So same with.
And in the meantime, there's always TLC, right? There's always TLCs. For instance, the TLC for the Ironclad. People who only had Tide Seekers could not do Price Pack 3 without spending a lot of coins repairing the Tide Seeker against the last target. If you have the Hellwraiths, you can do it, right? That's just one example. And I bet more TLCs will pop up every now and then that could use the Hellwraiths, could use more than just the Tide Seekers, right? To keep it cheap, so to speak.
Yeah, I've got it. What I'd like to know is, obviously, the Hellwraith fragments, I take it they're coming off the same 102 target, as opposed to, obviously, the skirmish fragments, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so that's something we need to update on the website. So that's, okay, good. So that's all right. So that all comes off the same thing. I've got some figures for the stats in a minute about those. So Hellwraith's in the Foundry, that's a good thing for those that are only using Tide Seekers. Obviously, there's the prerequisites, the Tiger Shark itself, Meniscus system, and Seal Fire Charge. Okay, good. And then moving on, then let's have a quick look. So that's a quick view inside the target, just in case those haven't seen it. The direction arrow is obviously the flow of the ship. That's where they start progressing from basically top right to bottom left. That's the flow. And as Ren was saying there, it's a bit annoying the way the bugs, because I mean, if you want to avoid them, the pattern they have, which is quite frustrating, you have to sort of pause and wait for a little bit before you actually go in to try and kill the big one, because as it progresses, it sort of like goes in the way of the path of the bugs. Is that right, Ren? It's a bit annoying.
Yeah. The problem, like the drones you see going out of the pancake, they'll just keep circling ahead of the pancake. So for about 8 minutes, you cannot touch that pancake without the drones firing at you. So you gotta wait 8 minutes and a half until the pancake's all the way on the bottom left, past the drones. At that point, you have to hit it, because after it hits that lower left point, it turns up and starts going up, and then it's in drone range again.
Oh, that's really frustrating. Yeah, got you.
So you have about a minute to kill the pancake, which is very doable. Tiger Sharks when it's down there at the bottom.
Okay.
So I found doing that was the easier way for myself. So wait until the mothership's down in the corner, but whilst I'm waiting for that to move down there, I'm killing all the other ships.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I start going up on the right side, and I kill everything on the right, go up, take out as many scouts as possible from that top in there, right? Then go down on the left. And if you drive carefully, that's a bit risky, but if you drive really carefully and you kill some of the other dark ships there, you can actually like hug the left side of the screen and go down and get you the pancake without the drones firing at you. But that's error prone. The other way is just go all the way back on the right and down, and then you intercept the pancake at the bottom. That's safer, but takes longer.
Okay. But yeah, 8 minutes is roughly the target time, isn't it, to get back into that bottom left-hand corner for it to then start moving further north again, sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've done a video on this. This is not a new target. We've seen this target before, haven't we? I can't.
No, that was the 73 in raid.
Yeah, I thought it was as well.
It was also in the latest TLC.
Yeah. So I put a video of me killing that with tiger sharks. I actually the link I put on the thread. It's already at the right time where I'm fighting that one.
Perfect.
But I only recorded half the battle. I had a problem with my recorder, so it's not a full battle, but totally doable with tiger sharks.
Okay, good. That's okay. And within the time limit, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good news. That's right. It's either that or just get your ally mates to go out and probably prep you a stack and leave one Hades in there, and then you race around, charge after them with something, and then kill them all off. I take it they should be able to get the points for that then, shouldn't they? Should be.
Well, yeah.
As long as it doesn't respawn back in, as a full target again, but I don't think it will.
And just remember, as in the raid, if you kill everything, then die when the drones are still in there, you don't get it.
You get nothing. Yeah, exactly that. So there you go. That's the 102 Armada, Reaver Armada, bear in mind, obviously. So, yeah, and obviously they're popping up. I saw 3 or 4 around one dub, so the numbers are out there, aren't they? They're not too bad. They slowed. They were slow to spawn to start with, but I think it's 3 to 4, I think, behind each one. All I saw when I quickly logged on earlier on. So that's those. Moving on to the TLCs then. So this is the one that's available for the megaship owners, that sort of stuff. You can see obviously it's already commenced. It started, which obviously was today. It's up for the week and that sort of stuff. And it will finish obviously next Tuesday at 8 p.m. The target type is Assault, so bear in mind then, so that's the same as the raid cycles that we had during the May to August campaign, which means obviously then you want to be hitting this with fleets, not with megaships, because a lot of people have put up in the forums, the Kixie page, and gone, I can't start it. Well, that's because you're trying to use a megaship. You have to use a fleet, and a megaship's not a fleet. So there's some examples there I've put of the sort of things people were hitting back then with. And there's the encounters and then the payouts of each one. Now, a lot of people saying it's not giving a quality payout. I tend to agree with that. I think 5k titanium is not a good quality payout, but I think that's just the notional get you in sort of get you used to it sort of run, and then basically you're getting then some advanced system points, and obviously in the run 3 you're getting metal alloy as well as obviously advanced system tickets.
The way I break it down, Mark, I think it's if you're only capable of doing pack 1, 5k titanium is enough for you to research one advanced system, which is enough for you to build a cannon module, right? A basic cannon module, the covering cannon, or a Titan mortar module. I think both cost just one advanced system, and that's what 5k titanium are for. If you're able to do pack 2, now you get 20k titanium, and you get 2 advanced systems. So you can start 2 of those basic modules if you want, and if the advanced systems are not stolen from you right after.
That's something I was going to raise in a minute. Yeah.
So I was going to say either, ideally, if you do pack 2, you want to start building as soon as you get it, right? So if somebody hits you after, they're only going to steal one of the systems from you, not the other. And pack 3, it's actually more interesting because pack 3 gives you all the titanium, but gives you what you need to build a Congreve rocket module, which is more advanced. So that you get the 2 advanced and 3 metal alloy. That's exactly what you need for a Congreve module. And the 50k titanium, then you can use to pimp your module a little bit, right? Put some flanks 4, put some specials, put some missiles or launchers in there, whatever you want.
It's a start point, isn't it? I'm just not sure the damage you receive getting through to it is. Hey George, how you doing, baby?
Yeah, has anybody actually run through it yet? Because I'm looking at this, and if it's like the last TLC that required Apollos, those are actually pitiful payouts even still, because 5K titanium, if you already have a mega, you already can do the 91s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the point. And so it's a trade-off. I suppose, I don't know, if you've never done a. Depends what's in the targets. Obviously, they run through. Look, it says obviously 5 targets. If the last run is a 91 in itself, you may as well just go and hit a 91. But from a 91, what you're not going to get is the metal alloy and the advanced system, because obviously one takes obviously you can do it in half an hour, but the other one takes a full 24 hours. And then you've got to take a risk of obviously going, well, someone's going to hit me potentially within the next 24 hours because you've got 2 to use up. So it's a trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have much rather seen like a lot more metal alloys.
Well, I'm sure we all would have, but they're not giving that, are they? It's a taster, isn't it? I think, and they've just basically gone on the concept, I suppose, of the fact that we're using a fleet, and they're saying about longevity of fleets. Well, here you go. Use this fleet that you've had up and made. I mean, to be honest, apart from hitting 91s, what you're using Apollos for, go and use that fleet, drag it back out again from your dock, and then go and take it out and hit some stuff, and you can get something to advance you in the game in somewhere that's up to date.
I have something for my Apollos that I use them for, that I wish people would remember to use them for.
What's that, mate?
Those level 100 salvages to get you in yellow.
Yes, to get you to level instantly.
Yeah, so people can stop hollering and yelling about the Reaver Armadas not paying out uranium.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but man, come on. Hit them.
Yeah, they're the easiest way. I must admit, it takes no time at all, especially in a sector that's really, really quiet. And you're right, that's a fair point.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a dubious campaign. So you can't get into the megaship system using this campaign because it's for megaship owners already, unless you really, really just started and literally just finished your megaship like this second. I'm not really sure whether it's applicable to yourself. I mean, so someone could probably breathe through it, but like the guys that have got megaships in my alliance, by the time you've gone through all 3 stages, they can go and nick it from everybody else much quicker. So and if Imri was here and that sort of stuff, I'm sure he'd do the same thing. He likes his megaships, and Wattal does as well, doesn't he? So there's a few of them that does, and PK's another one. Believe it or not, he loves his megaships. He's forgotten his base altogether, in fact, and he does his megaships now, to be honest. So they are out there for those who like to do that part of the game, or the sub game, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, so that's the heavy metal TLC. Take it or leave it, as ever. And the good thing is, it's not another one of those things, anything to do with this megaship stuff, you can take it or you can leave it, because it's just a sub part of the game that has, at the moment, no bearing on the other parts of the game still. And that's the way I hope it stays forever, to be honest. But if you're up there and you're doing it, then there you go. It's nothing. Right, let's move on. So roguelike, you probably noticed the first point with this one then, that basically the release note said that it was coming out and starting today, and there was lots of controversy and that sort of stuff, and basically it was an admission, I think it was a copy and paste. It actually starts tomorrow. So you'll be fighting Scourge targets, okay then, and you'll be gaining some crews, not really exciting, that sort of stuff, but you are going to get them. Okay, we'll talk about the particular crew in a minute for the base parts one. Start time obviously is tomorrow. There was no confirmation that it actually is going to then run on for an extra day. I'm not really 100% sure, to be honest, because it just said it's starting in 24 hours time. That's what I got from Doom, but it didn't say it's going to roll over into the first, it's because that'll then roll up past the following update. So
I think it starts 9 a.m. Pacific time or noon Eastern time, or
so it's midday. So it's midday, basically, which is 8 p.m. our time. But it's just obviously if it's starting 24 hours later, then it's going to roll on and go past. If it's keeping the same amount of duration, it'll roll past next week's update, which it may do. I don't know. But if they were going to start another TLC, then obviously they're going to give me a day late. So I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah, what I like about this TLC mostly is we're going to be fighting the new Scourge target. So it's another chance out of the pressure of the raid and time constraints of the raid. It's another opportunity for you to go and try your ships and try your driving and get used to them, right?
Yeah. And
there's no downside. I mean, if you fail, you don't get a crew. So what? If you succeed, you get a crew. Cool, But I think it's good that they're doing that.
I'm just boosting George's mic a bit. Hopefully that's better. I'm not sure. We'll give it a go.
And can I say the good news about the Cutthroats crew?
Yeah, of course. Oh, yes,
They
yeah,
fixed
cool.
it, right? So,
Yes,
so they
definitely.
fixed the crew, as Laredo had said back in December that it was going to be fixed, and so it's fixed as of now. So if you hit Reaver Armadas with this crew, now you're getting twice the payout, the uranium payout.
Yeah.
So a 75 pays to 33K, you're going to be getting 66. The 102, the new 102 pays 47,000 uranium, and you'll be getting 90 whatever, 4. Yay, I can do math.
Yeah.
And that's assuming you have storage room, of course. Don't forget that.
That's important. Yeah, bear in mind, because obviously you'll stack up pretty quick. So, and please, as I've mentioned, well, I've mentioned in a moment anyway. Look at your sector threat times lines. That's really, really important, because these are slightly different as opposed to the old targets. So anyway, so the type
Yeah, we
is
still
siege.
get people. Sorry, we still get people on page. I just saw one guy today complaining that he hit the Reaver Armada and only got 300 uranium. So
Yeah.
I doubt the people asking the questions are actually watch the shows, but just in case, here we go again. If your sector threat level is teal, the Reaver Armadas pay crap uranium. You gotta get it to yellow first, and the fastest way is by hitting level 100 salvages near the Draconian uranium bases. Hit them, get sector to yellow, then you hit the Reaver Armadas for a good payout.
Yeah. And you can go and steal any other sectors at the same time. If your sector is a busy sector and everybody's eating them all up, go to somebody that's already, got theirs out as well, and go and steal theirs if you want to. Be a pirate. As long as yours remains anything other than teal, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, these targets are out in all sectors all the time now. So if you're in yellow, you can go into an absolutely dead sector and eat all of theirs up, and you still will get the full payout because your sector is in yellow.
I mean, I was doing that for the 97s, changing the slight different thing, for getting your Citadel parts and that's not your Centurion parts. Sorry. So
Now,
they just
dummy
go
question. So I have a dummy question now.
Yeah.
If my sector is yellow, but I go out of sector to hit Reaver Armadas, will I contribute to my sector going orange?
I don't think
I
so.
don't believe you do, but you do get the bonus points.
What points?
You'll get the uranium because the uranium is tied to your
Yeah,
sector
you get the
level.
uranium, but do
Right,
you
but
add up to your sector bar to go towards orange?
I'll have to test that and see what it flags up, but I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think the
I
sector.
don't think you do either. I'm just asking because I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think the sector points are tied to your actual sector. So if you go out of sector, you won't get any sector points.
I would just test that then.
Do you want to log? You're going to check it, Andrew? Yeah.
Aye.
Okay, mate. We'll find out definitely in a minute then. Okay, so Andrew's going to run through that and test it, right? So there we go. So I've highlighted the fact that obviously it commences tomorrow. Okay, so 8 p.m. UK time. It's the same time as an all update sort of stuff, and midday obviously if you're Eastern time, Kixie time basically. And there you go. So the encounter number 1 is basically you're going to get a Radium Cutthroat, which is good because it's a 3-star crew, and if you haven't got any, it's not a bad thing to go and get one of those, And if you are desperate and you see your sectors up there and it's got its bar flashing, then you can go and get double hit on your uranium. So and if you're struggling at the moment to get uranium, it's a good thing to do.
I got a question for everybody because just for context, right? This used to be a generic like low-level crew, right? And they bumped it up to this because at the time uranium was very hard to get, and so this went to a 3-star, and they added the 50% radioactive defense. Do you guys still believe this should be a 3-star crew, just opinion-wise?
I think they're not changing crews as such, are they? Okay, they might have changed the background behind this crew here, but they're not dropping any or moving any around, are they?
Well, didn't they say last year that they're going to be looking at crews to put them to what the game states today, sort of thing?
Well, that's what they asked to do. That was in the last, obviously, when we had both Doom and GDR on, and it was something that was in the future. But we have lots of those in the future things, don't we?
Yeah, I think they're still looking at it, and I'm just saying, if they're looking at it and they happen to catch this, I mean, I'm wondering if maybe this shouldn't go down, and same with the new one, go down to a 2-star type of.
Yeah, they should be
position.
silver crews, right?
Yeah,
I think,
you could take away the radiation defense for this and drop it a level, and I'd be fine with that.
That's funny you should say that, 'cause that
I
was my
think
next
this
beef.
3-star should be reserved just for crews that completely take the game out of balance, right?
Different level,
So
yeah.
you look at a DOS where everything that would miss becomes a critical hit. I mean, that throws a battle completely out of balance.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Grease Monk is cutting repair by half. It throws the mechanic of the game totally off balance, right? So
Or Bullseye Brigades. Look what they've been doing lately.
Bullseye Brigade. I mean, people are gonna want to kill me right now, but Bullseye Brigade should be a 3-star crew. And by the way, it's already as rare as the 3-star crew. So if you ask me, it's a 3-star crew in anything but name.
I don't know about that. I couldn't roll one to save my life for the past 3 weeks, and a couple days ago I rolled 3 or 4, just bang, 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 bang.
But that's random, right? It's like I on average I roll more Grease Monkeys than I roll Bullseye Brigade, but sometimes I get 2 in a night. But anyways, what I'm saying is like the odds of getting a Bullseye Brigade are, to me, seem to be the same of getting a Grease Monkeys, or if not harder, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely not
it
as
works like a legendary crew, anyways. But this one should be the radiated cutthroats should be a rare crew, not a legendary crew.
Okay, I mean, I was just curious because you know I think they're still looking at it, so you know maybe put a bug in there or something.
I don't know, just a slider. Let it come up more often. That's all you need to do. You need to leave it as that if you want to, but just put it, move its little dial that you do, Kixie. You know you do. You keep doing dials on all these things, and the rare ones are ridiculously rare. Then all of a sudden, when that TLC is finished, they're not so rare. Or I don't think they are. Or is that just my tinfoil hat saying? I don't know. Anyway. It is what it is. Right, so there we go. Anyway, moving on. So that's prize pack 1. We know what it is. It's 3 encounters. Whatever those counters are, somebody will be showing what the TLC is going to be. I'm sure they will with some videos. And that's the prize. So moving on, like we say. So here we go. So here's the new one. So encounter, obviously 2. This is 4 encounters. And it gets the Scavenger Scoundrels new crew that's there. Okay. It lasts only for 26 minutes. Bear that in mind. So just think about what you're going to be hitting. Okay, then, but you gain extra base parts from the targets that have base parts to loot, and base parts is basically 100% bonus. So that's not bad. Footnote, okay, and I got this straight from a post off Doom. It's only available in this TLC for now. It may get added to the rollable crews. Rollable, is that a real word? I don't know. The rollable crews at some stage later, at a later point in time, but it's not going to go into there automatically. So this is the only time you'll get this one. So use it sparingly, I'd say.
And this one, this is why I asked earlier about the other crew, because this one is just base parts 100%. We don't get anything like ballistic, because I think I was talking with Tito earlier, and he noticed as well. There's no bonus to this, even though it's a legendary crew, other than the base parts.
It's just a notional, isn't it? And it's a one-off, So whether this is the start of a new introduction of new crews that are coming out, and this is just a taster, I don't know. It just seems a bit daft if it's just going to be a one-off. And all it does is just doubles your base parts just for 1 hit, or for 26 minutes, sorry.
Well, I mean, and the other thing is the people that actually need this, honestly, are probably the ones that can't get it. Because we're tapping the 97s all the time, or like Ren, just annihilating dubs with 1 ironclad. Yeah. We're building a cannoneer.
Well, but dubs don't give me base parts.
Oh, that's true. You can hit, but you can do the other ones too.
But the 97s,
the regular things, the 97s, the Drac bases. But then, we're building our cannoneers. We're going to be ready for the new mines when they come out as well after this raid set. So do we really, do we really need this for the higher players, the PvE, the PvE heavy players, whatever? And 2, should it also be a gold for just that, for something that...
No, I agree with Nobby's. I agree with Nobby's suggestion on chat. He just said we should replace Lucky Bastard with this crew.
Yeah,
yeah.
The 1-star Lucky Bastard.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, the 1-star Lucky Bastard. This should be a 1-star rogue crew. I don't mind if it's only 26 minutes, but if it's giving you double payout, just like they used to give you guaranteed, obviously, parts for your your researchable tech and that sort of stuff, that would be perfect. It definitely would make
yeah,
and everybody would then want to go and get it as well.
And the 26 minutes, especially on the higher end, isn't that many hits.
No.
It takes about 5-6 minutes because the target's just so big. If you've got an ironclad, I might consider. I just finished up a fully kitted out cannoneer, skulls and everything. I might see how quick I can run a 97 or a 95 with that. Maybe this will do better with that because I still have turrets that I haven't even built yet and I need to get base parts to get up to low level, and then put the specials and the weapons and the what's-its on them. But
and the other thing I just want to mention as well, because I mean, we're doing it in our alliance now, is your warehouses. Because we're now all moving up to the OP9 and everything's starting getting really hard, you're getting rush fleets coming in. So it's really advisable to take off any armor that you might have on your peripheral warehouses. And the only way to do that is to recycle them, believe it or not. So you stack up with all your bits and bobs, and you recycle it, and then basically you build it back up to the level using obviously base parts as high as you can possibly get them. And then all of a sudden, then you obviously get it back up to level 15 as you want to. That's the only way that it can make it die faster, because obviously they last so long that, and you may want that may be the way you build your base, but in most cases, a lot of rush fleets are happening now at the moment. So they're not killing the warehouses on the outside, which is obviously a massive effect to people's bubble patches, bubble pads like. So that's another thing that you might want base parts for a bit later on as well. However, Ren's got some interesting points because he just put something up in chat as well. Have you noticed something about the crew, especially the scallywags that are in it? So we're not confirmed 100%, but we've got a funny feeling the person on the right-hand side is modeled from a model of GDR's face. I'm pretty sure it is.
It just looks like Raken's face. I mean, it's exactly like him.
Yeah, I mean, I scanned back through, some of his pics and that sort of stuff, and especially some of our previous streams, and it doesn't look like him without his beard on, I must admit. And he's actually got this as his icon now on Facebook, so it's quite funny. It just makes me smile. So he's just been a bit cheeky and he's grabbed it for himself, but it does look like him. I don't know whether they did that, but he does the voice, doesn't he? Now obviously on the preps and that sort of stuff as well, does in the previews. So on the voiceovers and that sort of stuff. So I think they're just having a bit of a fun time in the office for certain things as well. So if it is, it is.
That other guy may or may not also be a Kix employee.
Yeah, it may be. So there you go. So answers on a postcard too.
Guys.
Brian in the cellar. Yeah. So, yeah. No, it's good.
You don't want to know what that crew gives.
Yeah, the rough me up crew. So we don't know who that is at the moment. Somebody might know who it is. So there we go. If you can find a likeness, then someone can post it on a page and go, I reckon it's this person. And then we might be able to get the right answer. I don't know.
So I'm still waiting for, I'm glad you got the double base parts now, but I'm still waiting for the double titanium crew to come out and be called Double Tit. I'm still waiting for that one.
The double T.
Still get sector points.
No, the double D crew is a mirror image of Mr. T, just front to back, 2 mohawks. The double T crew.
If that floats your boat, I was more thinking about like Topless Greta or something like that.
Okay, let's just pause a second. Andrew, you got feedback, mate?
Well,
Got my screen shared. So I'm in sector 363. I've just hit a 102 and a 364, and I've got the sector points.
You've got sector points now, have you?
Yes.
Well, I see on the summary there, but did you move your bar actually?
It will tell you if you've got sector points.
Like, do the points go to the sector where you hit the target, or do the points go to your sector?
Or is it just a visual bug that it's saying?
Well, the target gave points. The question, did it give points to your sector or to the sector where the target was?
It might not give points at all. It might just be a visual thing where it says it because you hit it, and since you're not in sector, it's not giving it to anybody. We can ask. That's not a big thing. I'm curious now, though. I'm very curious now.
Curious now.
Well,
I blame Ren.
Yeah.
So I think
if you just hit yellow.
So if you
just hit yellow, that little bit.
The sector threat was just on the borderline of yellow and teal.
Okay.
Yeah, then that got you points. Yeah, that's about 3,500.
So there's somebody just in chat, by the way, going back to the crew, say, is that Liam or Lucy on the left-hand side? I'm not really sure. Or was that just a bit of a joke?
Oh, man.
Or is that why Liam's not on camera these days? Because he's got a new job and it's called Eat All the Pies. I don't know. He'll kill me for saying that. He's so vain. But there we go. I don't know who the person's on the left-hand side, but we do definitely, we reckon it's GDR on the right-hand side. Right. Okay, so let's move on. So the campaign, obviously round 3, which is 5 encounters, then obviously you get the new crew, which is nice. So there you go, there's another one, which is good. So that's 2 in total. And you get a demo squad. I haven't seen the campaign, so I can't actually say how hard it is yet, to be honest. And is that worthwhile getting it? What do you reckon? I don't know.
Well,
Demo
it's going
squads
to
have
be a
not been dropped
subset
for
of
me
the
as much
scourge
as-
targets from last raid. Some Bs, some Cs, some As, probably.
Yeah,
Right,
because I don't know what the levels are yet. I must admit, I don't know if somebody in chat's already done it, but you know, if they've already done it and thought, you know what, for the level of return for damage, that was fine. Then great.
No, the campaign starts tomorrow.
Oh, right.
You physically
Sorry.
can't do this.
Yeah, we're one off. Yes, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, because it was supposed to start tonight.
This
It's
is
tomorrow, isn't it?
I had to double check because I know one's a day off.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, then, so no, it's finished. So the question is then, will it be worth it? That's the point, isn't it?
I mean, the biggest thing is whether or not, you know, like, does Demo Squad drop for anybody? Like, my drops have not been the same recently as they used to be. And Demo Squad used to drop for me all the time. I rarely get that now.
I still get them every now and then. I mean, and I have like 5 or 6 in stock. So
Yeah, I was going to say I'm about even now for Grease Monkeys. I managed to actually. I did empty my supplies 3 times this weekend, and I managed to roll 4 Grease Monkeys this weekend. So I was quite content. You know, and in that I got a demo as well. Only one, but I got one, so it wasn't too bad. But I already had a couple in stock anyway. So
I kept getting Remote Raiders and Death from Above, and I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, the old
Okay.
Death. I've recycled all those now. Got rid of them all.
oh yeah, I don't get that. Remote Raiders I keep, but that's from above uses. You know, Remote Raiders is good for ironclads.
It's also quite good for ghost crawlers to be annoying and taking people's base fleets out.
Death from Above has to be removed.
Yeah, it's rubbish. But then again, so should Lucky. Well, I don't know. I think once you've got every blueprint, you shouldn't actually have a chance to get a Lucky Bastards. To be honest.
Oh my god, Lucky Bastards
Because it isn't lucky.
are just there to annoy the players. The only function of that crew is to annoy the crap out of everyone.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Because it certainly does, doesn't it? It really hacks me off.
So I reckon they should change the Lucky Bastards to only be able to be rolled for set early level gameplay. Then cut it out for the rest.
But I think it's just automatically cut out. If you've got all the blueprints, you shouldn't be able to roll that crew. I don't know how that works in a game mechanic. I wouldn't know.
They should just change the Lucky Bastards to the whammy from that TV show.
Press your luck.
Yeah, that's it.
Good
The
old-
press your luck
yeah.
whammy guy. There you go.
Yeah, so everyone's got the crews, as someone Andrew just said in chat there. It's unlucky bastards because you're just like that. Oh, for God's sake! Even when you're doing the old 1,000 uranium and it rolls one, you're having a giraffe, aren't you? It's just what? It's really.
It's not even the hour one. It's like the 10-minute one.
I know, it's
like,
just the noob
really?
one as well, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, okay, so there we
We're
go.
talking on the chat, just so you know, we're on the YouTube chat, and then we're guessing the guy on the left could be Paul Priest.
All right. What, in his biker days, you reckon?
Yeah, I would think on his biker days, yeah.
Or I'm a dustman, you know. I don't know what you call it. They're trash
But
can.
so that would make that picture something like GD Raycon saying, "Hey boss, I love you," or something like that, right? No.
I don't know. I'm not going to comment, mate. And who's the rat in the middle? Who's been ratted on?
Is that a rat?
I think it is, isn't it?
Think so.
Okay,
I
I
think
think it was a koala bear or something.
I think it's a rat. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a rat. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's the mascot.
George, I'm not reading that
So
out.
that's a good point.
George has got a theory.
If that's a rat, that could be the CEO.
That's good. That's close enough. Anyway, let's move on a slide because we're not going to start on name calling sessions here. Okay. Right. Here we go then. So today's time limited offers. Okay. And so I just thought I'd bring these up. So this is an example. I think it's got a good discussion point. So for me, the examples came up then. So offer 3 was basically, this is in pounds, coins. Okay. This is in Queen's money. Okay. So basically a £24 value there apparently for 19.99. And I could have had what? I could have had Ironclad build tokens times 5. Fantastic, great. And then obviously the second one there is Ironclad build token times 8, and that was for 30 English pounds. And then obviously there's 12 tokens, build tokens basically for 39.99, so 40 quid basically. And 12 equated to 1 complete Ironclad from Fresh. That's what I worked it out to be basically.
Right. So you got a different offer to mine. Mine was cheaper.
What?
I was going to say, that kind of looks like mine.
Have I just been stung?
All right, we
You
go back.
might have.
Not that I want to build one anyway or get the offer, but the point about the offer, well, we can check that out, Andrew. Would you mind checking yours for me at the
I'm
moment?
just going into the base.
Now the offer's open for 48 hours, okay, from the second you open the offer up. But also, if you notice you go and try to reclaim it, at the moment, when you click on it, you can't reclaim it for yourself. You can only send it to somebody else, which is slightly frustrating. I'm not sure why that is. So whichever button you press, whether you press buy now or send as gift, it only brings up the sender's gift, and you get the select yourself and or an Overlines member. So it used to be just buy it. So you can do it, but you have to select yourself to do it, sort of stuff.
But both tokens offer £32.53
for the 12.
For the 12.
Okay. What is it in the? Who's in the States over there? George, you're over there, mate.
Yours
Brian.
is exactly the same in USD.
Yeah,
Is it?
It's the US. It's the US version.
All right. Okay. I mean, someone sent me the wrong pictures. That's okay. It's all right then. So this is the USD one, is it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then that good. That's all right. I don't feel so bad now. Not that I'm going to buy them anyway. Or I'm not going to donate them to my alliance either, by the way, in case anybody's listening. All right then. It's not happening. Because otherwise it'll be like that. Oh, go on, boss. No, it's not happening. Right. Okay. So that's the US dollar price. Fine. No issues at all then. Okay. So normally when you click on it buy now, you just get the option then, and you bring up all of your data, whether you do it through, whatever you use, to purchase your items, we just get the thing, go for it. But what it actually does, obviously, it flicks it across then, and you get your alley drop-down screen. And in that alley drop-down screen, then the first person on the drop-down screen is yourself. You have to tick yourself, and then if you wish to go forward, then obviously you can make the purchase.
So I'm going to scratch that out because I've just done it, and it's just sent me payment straight away.
Did it?
So they fixed it. Okay.
Okay, so that's been fixed then. Okay, good. Okay, so up to an hour ago it wasn't, and if it is fixed, then that's great news. All right, then. So don't press buy, because then you're going to blame me, Andrew, all right? Okay, good. Right, okay. Then.
£32.
Yeah, prove it. show me your purchasing screen. Okay, bug fixes and tuning. Okay, then. So I don't know if the GIFs are working, but I just thought I'd put some in just for fun of it. Okay.
I see it.
So
it's working.
This is Brian's. Take it away, Brian.
Fixed an issue where players would not receive the classic blueprint piece drops from Draconian base, aka subsector base, targets. Hooray!
At last.
I'm still missing a lot of those. I kept seeing Fire Support M on all of Ren's videos, and it's like, crap, I need it. Oh, I gotta hit Drake bases. Why am I 0 for 5 tonight on parts? And it turns out they weren't paying out.
You need,
and now they are.
The unlucky bastards. I mean, the lucky
I
bastards.
know I had an hour one, and I was like, well, maybe later once I get all those turrets built up, I can go out and hit them, and the no lucky bastards in.
They don't work.
I have only one thing to say to you, Brian.
Is it good?
Good. So mature in your office there, mate. Yeah.
Look at that. Nobody's around him. He can do whatever they want.
Man, it's almost 7 p.m. here. Everyone's gone. Everyone with some good sense is gone.
Apart from the dedication of Ren in the office there, just for us. Okay.
Just the janitor's there, and he's cool. Scruff is a cool guy. Cleaned up code regarding the orientation of weapon sprites.
I'll go grab a beer in the fridge. I'll be right back.
The company beer. This should clear up issues. This should clear up issues with certain weapons facing the wrong direction when firing in combat.
Who cares?
I never noticed this. I never paid attention. I never noticed it.
How about ships traveling backwards on the way to a target, and then how about ships traveling as if they're drifting across the screen? Because that still keeps happening.
So they fixed the drifting.
Yes, until you jump through. You notice that someone jumps through a portal. One of the towers, and I've noticed that they're doing it coming out of those as well now. So they generically fixed it, but yeah, it's still happening occasionally. And then if you go to hit a target and that sort of stuff, and you go back slightly, the ship reverses. I've noticed that as well. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens every now and again. So, But anyway, and now apparently weapons are firing in the right direction, so that makes all the difference, doesn't it? I always thought the weapons generally fire in the direction of the thing they're going to hit, but I suppose it's a visual thing.
I'm going to tell you
that is usually how it works. Yes,
generally, yeah.
It's not even that. I think it's just the way that they're facing. And I'm telling you, that just made my game so unplayable because they were just facing the wrong way.
Who has time to look at the actual little ship and go, that gun's not facing the right way?
Yeah.
Well, you got incoming
down with
crackers of
PP, weapons firing backwards. That's what did it, boys.
Can you imagine the CS guy that got that complaint?
He must have been having a very boring day to fix that one. But anyway, yeah. Who goes into that level of detail?
CS fix anything?
Oh, meow! Stop it now.
I'm just saying the developers fix game problems. I mean, not CS. CS take the calls, right?
That's why I said,
they just
can
pass
you
it out.
imagine the CS guy that got that ticket?
Yeah, fair point. Okay, so the radio cut one, we'll jump over that because we've already done that one there. So Cannoneers.
Hooray! Fixed an issue where Cannoneer fleets might stop moving midway through a combat when on autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
Never done it, but I guess
in the 97s.
That's happening in the 97s. Yeah, it's been talked about quite a bit. But basically, they're taking a lot more damage because people just go and click go, and actually, then when they go in and look, they go, "What happened to my fleet?" That's because it just sits there and it gets pounded. So, and it's not very good. Obviously, it was taking obviously.
So doesn't that happen with the Ironclads as well?
Apparently not.
It happens with the Ironclads and it happens with Tide Seekers. Sometimes, like Tide Seeker tank in FM, if I click on a turret and the Tide Seeker moves and it's in range of the turret, instead of just sitting there, it starts turning randomly.
Yeah,
so
it definitely happens.
It's not just a one-ship problem. It's something in their overall pathing calculation.
And it's actually been shown up for quite a while. The first incident I actually got it on tape was several months ago, and it's been sent in a couple of times now. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's getting worse.
You just sounded like a guy from the last century. You caught it on tape. Really?
Yeah, tape. What's that?
It's going to be one of those Nitron, really.
Was it Super 8 or what?
Mexican.
Was it paper tape?
It was.
It was Betamax.
It was Betamax.
Betamax, that's right.
Yep.
Anyway, I never thought these 10 slides were part of the show, but we seem to be doing it. Right, okay then. So since the update or things that are still ongoing and that sort of stuff, so post-update issues, the things that I've picked up and noticed, basically, relocation errors. Some people are trying to relocate and actually they're hitting it and all they're getting is some text box with a load of gobbledygook in it. It just, gobbledygook's a technical term or whatever, but basically it just talks like a bull and you can't relocate. And they've tried it from various different methods and they can't relocate. So that's an ongoing issue at the moment. Some people are obviously having battle log issues as well when they're either taking part in a battle or viewing a battle, particularly taking part in a battle or being hit themselves. There's no battle log. And if they're in a battle, then they're not gaining, obviously, medals and they're not gaining any alliance points for doing it as well. So that's being investigated at the moment. I know that.
Yeah, they're not fixed yet, right? Some guys in
that's why these are in red, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the medals and the alliance points issues at the moment. That's the blank screens issues for logs and that sort of stuff, because I think those two things are probably linked. And then obviously no alliance points either. Basically going out there hitting the cargoes on the sea and the 51s to 75s where you normally get 5 or 10 points, whatever it is. You're not getting anything at the moment. So and that's normally a good thing for the low levels to go and get their alliance points anyway. So right. So that's it, I think, on that there, to be honest. I think that's it. So do they've noticed anything else? Anything in the chat as well? We've been looking. No, that's about it. So some of the things will get fixed and that sort of stuff, and some of them won't, in quick time. Some of them have been going on for some time, which is slightly frustrating. But I think one of the two other things have only happened since the update, so I'm not really sure, to be honest. But the relocation thing is quite a recent thing, because I know a couple of people have relocated successfully over the last 24 hours, but it's a bit random. So nothing else as far as you're concerned? No?
I mean, I see the disparity there in the numbers, but...
In what respect, mate?
I thought that was funny. Well, there's 4 things that are corrected and 5 things broken. I just thought that was funny.
Oh, right. I see what your point. Yes, got you. Yeah.
I'm just chuckling to myself.
I just brought
just
on the top.
An average week at the main office, right?
Yeah,
it's a Monday.
We're not paying for advertising, mate. Hide the label, for God's sake. Okay, so that's it basically for the slides. And the last one I just want to mention, because Andrew brought some stuff up earlier on, so I thought I'd bring this up basically. So our webpage, which is obviously, there you go. There's the web link. Don't need to read it out. Okay, and so it started obviously on the 31st of March last year, and just as indication, this is for the community basically. But we've had a steady growth rate, which is quite nice. You can see the number of hits there, which is a reasonable amount of hits, considering it's an offline, non-Facebook based web page and that sort of stuff. But actually, is that 100,000 hits, visits? Sorry, not just hits, but visits. And the site views have gone up by 18%. Even in this month alone. So that's decent.
This week alone.
Sorry, is this week alone? Is it? All right. Okay. So there we go. So And
I'd
I know
like to
those
thank
fluctuate.
everyone in the TFC community who visits the site, links the site when people ask about builds, and even contribute with some very good builds. Thanks everyone.
And it's
And
a
you can
constant
always-
hard work for Andrew. This is because we're bugging him all the time. Can you do this, Andrew? Can you do this, Andrew? Can you do this? So all that stuff that's behind the scenes, which is why Andrew doesn't have 5 minutes to even comment on the page half the time on the Facebook pages, because he's doing all this stuff behind the scenes for us.
And George's
Andrew does so
Tide
much.
Seekers build. George's Tide Seeker build has been added to the site already as well.
Yeah, good.
Yay! See, like the guy
And-
does not stop. It's incredible. The amount of shit that he does for us is insane. Y'all got to give him props.
Yeah.
I do.
And if
I
you
do.
if you want to check this out and somehow aren't seeing it here, on the right side of the top of the page under description, there is the web link,
Oh yeah, yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
It's there. It stays there. It doesn't move. It's always there.
It is constantly there. You're right. So that's all I've got for tonight, to be honest. That's 50 minutes in. Now, somebody, let me just scroll back through chat. Somebody just said, let me just stop this share and I'll get back to normality so you can see everybody as they chat. Now, let me just scroll back up because someone just said, if you've got a few minutes left, can we discuss? And I've forgotten what it says. Can't find it. Something about the alpha, I think it was. Can we talk about the prizes?
Oh my. Well, I actually do have some information about the alpha, depending on what the question is, because I can't.
So it was
see.
Daniel Baker basically
Yeah.
said, when done with the slides, can we kick around the issue with the UAV, the Alpha prize pack by chance? Okay, we can kick around the issue. So yeah, in fact, he just put it back up again. So you've done a little thing on this, haven't you, George? I'll let you take this one. bud.
I have taken a couple of videos and I've done some questions and sent in some questions to Raken actually about the mechanic of the UAV.
And it's taken a while because George caught them on tape and he mailed them like snail mail to San
I
Francisco,
had to convert it.
registered
to convert
letters,
Betamax.
so it's taken a while, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, I had to convert it from Betamax to VHS, and then from VHS to Laserdisc, and from Laserdisc to DVD. So it took a while for me, but
Eventual
finally got.
Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, that's
Then
right.
he had to
I forgot
rewind the
Blu-ray.
darn things.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Before we bore everybody and lose them all.
Anyway, guys, I'm dropping. Goodbye. Have a good week. See you next
All right,
week.
Ren, take it easy.
Okay, Ren.
Bye.
So he's got the vid. He's looking into what seems to be happening, which is not how the whole thing was explained to us. Like the UAV is supposed to hover over the target, fire the shots and everything over time. So it's like 5 shots inside of a second or whatever the reload stuff is. Instead, what's happening is they're launching. They're acting as a dumbfire weapon themselves. Instead of going to the target, they're going to where the target was, and then they're dropping the air. They're just blowing their entire load. Yes, I said that in one shot, and then going to engage the target, and you have to wait until it fires a second time. I mean, it's the whole thing's a little bit wonky. They are looking into it. They're trying to figure out what's going on. It went back to the original engineer that designed it. So hopefully, we're going to see something come out soon with regard to if that's supposed to be the way it acts or not, because of the way that you can get splash. If I'm also trying to find out if generic splash is going to work on it. I mean, he has a list of questions and stuff that I came up with, so the poor bastard is going to have to deal with the crap that we send him sometimes is ridiculous, and this one was one of them.
He does get nagged a little bit by us, I must admit. And we do.
Yeah,
I mean,
we nag.
we do take everything off the page. We assimilate it. We can sort of condense it down, that sort of stuff, and then we send the information up, and then we take it off the page. And when we get an answer to come back, we get an answer to come back. Otherwise, we just get the same question 50 times. So, it's supposed to be a helpful page, not just a blog where you can go and complain in lots of different separate blogs.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
So he has, but there is a lot of things that he got asked with regard to that. I did get a chance to speak with him about the bloodthirst mechanic as well, and the 4 stacks is actually designed like that specifically.
Okay.
Though I can't actually say why. There's actually, we didn't get into the actual why, but there is an actual reason why it was designed with the 4 stacks in mind. So it wouldn't be overpowered in something else. I don't recall it all, but all of that is definitely designed into it. What we're not sure of is whether or not the UAV stuff and the specials and how that's going to all interact. So that's going back to the engineer. So hopefully in like a week or two we'll get some answers for everybody.
So the key term interoperability is the point, isn't it? Everything that needs to work in conjunction with everything else. Sometimes it just doesn't.
Yes.
Now, whether that's because it's old game code or whether that's just because a part of the development team is just thinking a little bit off the central path, I'm not really sure. Or sometimes when you just add something in, it doesn't quite act as you think it would act. You know, I'm not really sure. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so thanks, George. Okay, I knew you'd done a bit of research.
Does that
on
cover?
it.
Yeah, did that cover
bang
everything?
on.
I'm not sure because I can't. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's definitely it, mate. Because I know we don't have the answer yet. We get that and that sort of stuff. But as soon as obviously are you waiting for the feedback direct, are you, George?
I don't know if it's going to go onto the forums or if it's going to get sent to us first. I mean, like, I'm not sure. I just because it was when I talked to him, it was really quick, really informal, and he just happened to have a couple minutes. Okay. I said, hey, can I send this to you? This is some stuff that's been an issue and it's really wonky, and wonky interests him. So
does that even include the point of the fact that it seems like dumbfire and it's hitting behind the targets as well?
That's I actually Daniel I think is the one that sent me the first video of it, and it's like a 30-second it was like a perfect clip showing what happened, and that was the first thing I sent him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was great. Thank you very much for it. It was
okay.
It helped a lot.
Good. Okay. Well, let's just hope that's the case, because there are supposed to be more UAVs coming out. You know, I'm not saying it's definitely going to be the next raid and that sort of stuff, but I know there was another one planned and that sort of stuff, which I think was a ballistic, I think. And so we need to get them right. Otherwise, obviously, people are just going to be looking them over and going, no thanks, you know.
And it might be a code thing because, remember when the old ones came out, we didn't have the speed and agility that we do in the fleets now. So,
true. Yeah.
Well, the last one, we're trying to use it on the then FM targets, the 85s, and it just wouldn't do it. Like, it would fire a first shot early or just not deal damage. And like, yeah, it's firing a shot early. We'll, whatever they did, were they 2 shots and double the damage? And they said it was the same, and we said deflection, and they shrugged it off. I think if they just made it like they didn't make it like a splash-based weapon, like they made it a targeted single-focus thing, because they did that all right the last time I remember. The Hornet, I think it was.
Yeah, maybe it's a splash mechanic. I mean, that's been broken for quite a while, so that might be the catch right there. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? And the last thing I'm going to finish off tonight, and it's not on a slide, and I didn't dare put it on a slide, was basically we're still on the jury's out at the moment about the extra damage in the PvE targets and that sort of stuff, because one minute it's like agreed that, we think there's extra damage for one reason or another, and then there's the other camp that says, no, there's no extra damage and that sort of stuff. And then some people are saying it's about, oh, well, don't forget, it changes when your ally points go up and that sort of stuff. Well, George did some testing himself, and he's not in an alliance, and he has noticed, some differences and some anomalies, should I say. So the jury's out at the moment. Yes. The information we've had back to date, though, there was no planned increase in damage, but doesn't mean that something hasn't updated in the game and caused a derogatory sort of like secondary effect. It's interesting, but the jury's out. That's all I'm going to say, to be honest, because I've got no confirmation from anybody that says whether it was going to go up or whether it wasn't going to go up and that sort of stuff. I don't really know. But all I can say. Go on.
I was just going to say the video that I had made that caused a big whole old stir. That actually did get passed up through, I guess, a couple of channels now, and they're looking at that as well. So the bad thing is it's a lot of this stuff gets up there, Friday or Monday early, and they got the update and all this other stuff. So hopefully they get to it by the end of the week, but I wouldn't expect anything immediately because of just the way the timing is.
Okie dokie. Right. We've hit the hour. That's it. It's Tuesday. We're not going to roll over. There's no after show tonight.
Just one more thing to mention.
Yeah. Go on, buddy.
George's blog, Forsaken Cove, has now got a new web link, which is forsakencove.com. It's been updated on the main page and also on the website.
Okay.
Is it working already?
So, yes.
Check you out, Andrew. All over it.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I mean. This guy does like some just amazing shit in seconds where it would take me like weeks to just go, what the hell am I
We only
doing?
talked about that 2 hours ago, and he's done already.
Yeah, I mean, props to him. It's I don't know. I cannot express enough how much how much Andrew does for the community, for the show, for the site. I mean, for all of it, dude.
Well, we'll let you off for
Incredible.
one day, George, because today's a special day for George. Happy birthday.
Happy
Yay.
birthday, George.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I'm
How
hoping the
y'all
youngsters are
found
going
out,
to give
but
you
thanks.
a nice evening meal and that sort of stuff, and whatever's going to happen, or just give you an extra hug at bedtime and that sort of stuff. But happy birthday.
I'm
mate.
getting brownies.
You're getting brownies, are
Thank
you?
you.
Oh, super.
Thank
Right,
you.
good. Okay, well, we won't hang on because you only often enjoy yourself and that sort of stuff, and thumbs up to that. However, tomorrow you can start writing something new in the blog, can't you? So,
And how much?
I gotta catch up on a couple of things. So
yeah. That'd be
how
good
much
news.
what?
So how much you enjoyed your birthday cake?
Yeah, that'll do. So links up on the TFC page. It's already there and that sort of stuff. And obviously all the links from obviously our website page, obviously that'll be updating that sort of stuff if it isn't already, because Sandra will be all over that like a tramp on chips. It's a good old British saying. Right, okay. I'll say good night. Everybody else, good night.
Right, good night.
Good night, guys.
Night, everybody.
Okay, take care.